Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into another video. So are you in a space where you are so tired of trying to get people to be honest with you, trying to discern if people are keeping it real with you, trying to uncover people's motives, etc.? Well, you have to be able to, and this is a hard lesson that I've learned because I've wanted to control the way people respond to me. So I've tried to be exactly who they wanted me to be and try to maneuver the world in a way that would make them feel comfortable with me. But something that I learned is we have to find peace in knowing that we can't control who keeps it real with us. We have to find peace in understanding that that is not our wheelhouse. And you are only in control of keeping it real with yourself. And if you and when you are able to understand the peace that comes with understanding that you're not in control of other people and their honesty and the way that they move and navigate and they're gossiping behind your back, etc., but that you are in control of keeping it real with yourself. When you realize that, what you'll find is that you will consistently be in the right hands. What I mean by that is oftentimes we sit in this space where we're like, well, does she like me or does she really think this way about me? Is this person really my friend or are they talking about me behind my back? Or we find out later that this person has said some horrendous things about us and they haven't said it to us, but they've said it behind our back and someone inadvertently shared that information with us. And we're so upset about the other person. And I've said this so many times, but the best therapy session that I ever went to was when my therapist said, instead of asking yourself why this person is this way, why aren't you asking yourself why you're willing to deal with a person who is this way? And that's the thing that I want to remind you of today. You are only in control of whether or not you allow these people to continue to have access to you. So, what do you need to do? You have to know what your real is. Like, you can't expect somebody to keep it real with you when you don't even know what your real is yourself. And you have to be able to trust your intuition. There are spaces in time in life where it is required of you to be able to trust you and trust you only. And if you're second guessing yourself because you don't know what your real is, or you don't trust your intuition to be able to know whether you should or shouldn't do this thing because you haven't sought true alignment with yourself, then you're not going to be able to make the decision. So, how do you get yourself to that place of being able to fully trust your intuition and also knowing what your real is? Well, the first is don't question yourself. Stand firm in your knowing. If you've sat with yourself long enough to know exactly who you are, exactly what you need, exactly what you stand for, then when your intuition says this is the answer, then that's usually your alignment with God and your also your internal saying this is what you should do. Don't question it. Don't waver from it. Don't move back from it because you're afraid of the consequences of that thing. Because whatever you get as a result of changing that your mind, even though your intuition told you to do the thing, is going to be chaotic and not aligned with you and is not going to be what's real and meaningful to you. The second thing is don't allow yourself to sway just to please other people. So if you put a hard line in the concrete, don't change it to a line in the sand that can be erased and moved and manipulated because people will try to get you to sway your opinion if they know that your word isn't settled in concrete. They will keep trying to convince you that you should change your mind to the thing that benefits them. And if you don't trust yourself, you're going to sway from that thing, especially when you don't fully know if these people are keeping it real with you or not. And you aren't fully keeping it real with yourself. Well, maybe what I felt about this person isn't really how this person is. If you felt it more than once and you had some evidence to back it up, it's more than likely true. So there's no need to keep questioning yourself. If it feels unsettling in your belly, it probably isn't the right thing for you. Allow yourself to walk away. This is one of the hardest things to ever do because walking away feels so final. And maybe it needs to be, right? Allowing yourself to walk away also creates space for the things that are for you to come in. So if you can't walk away and stay away, just know that if this thing really isn't for you, if these people aren't really yours, if this space isn't really what's best for you, you're going to end up walking away more than once. So if you hate walking away, don't go back. Because the more you go back, the more times you're going to have to walk away from this thing because it's never going to be for you, no matter how many times you walk back to it. Don't be afraid to walk away. Walking away does feel so hard because it feels like, oh gosh, if I walk away, I can't go back. That's what it's intended to do. So that you are so hurt or so offended or so treated so poorly by this thing or this person that you won't want to go back to it because if you go back to it, you're just going to have to walk away from it again. You are not going to transform your morals and your values and your spirit and all of these things and flip-flop them into being what this person needs you to be. Those things are probably more often than not, they're going to stay there forever. They might shift or move, but like the basic foundational feels that you feel, they pretty much stay the same. So if somebody is going against those, no matter how many times you walk back, it's still going to be a thing, right? You're still going to be wanting to walk away from them because they can disguise it, they can shift it, they can maneuver it, but it still isn't going to feel settling. And the last one is you have to rest in what's left because you did all of this to be able to be settled here, right? So when I walk away, if it's only me, my peace is more important than the people who are in my space. If I walk away and there's only me and this other person, or me and my kids, or me and my whatever it is, I have to be okay with what happens as a result of that and what's left, because what's left is more valuable to me than any of those people or places could be, because this thing is for me. Those things were just filling up space. So once you walk away from the situation, stay gone and be satisfied in resting in what's left, because that stuff that's left is exactly in alignment with you, because you've accepted who you are, you've trusted your own intuition, and you've shaken out all of the excess. And what's left, even if it's small, even if it's bare bones, it still is what's yours. And that is far better than filling a room full of people who are going to talk about you when they leave. So if you find yourself in that space today, I just encourage you to reach out. I would love to help guide you through that process. If this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe to my pages and share it with somebody to help them break free from the bondage that they're experiencing so that they can live a life that's free and peaceful and full of joy, and they no longer have to go through this process. I wish that somebody would have reached out to me, and I know that I needed to go through the process that I went through to be able to share these insights with you guys. So thank you again for listening in, and I will see you again next time.